Well, I'm back in the American South. I wanted to bike down the East Coast, from DC to Miami, and biking 1,000 miles sounds impressive enough on its own, but since I can't always, or don't always, want to pay for camping all the time, it means I have to stealth camp. But this is the United States, especially the American South, so if you're on the wrong person's property, you can end up looking like this sign. And because of their gun laws, the person who shot you is legally within their right to do so. When it's cold in the mountains, you can freeze to death. When it's warm in Florida, a cloud of mosquitoes can cover you. So join me on today's episode of Will I Die or End Up in Jail on this trip? Our story starts in the suburbs of my nation's capital. Found a little tucked away place to sleep on my first night of my endless fall tour, where I bike south as the leaves change. So presumably it gets warmer and I get to bike along with the changing leaves as they change color. As you can see, they're starting to change here. It's by all these like millionaire mansions. What's good about these kinds of places is the danger of getting stabbed by someone is very low, but you may run into more trouble dealing with authorities and such. A couple of pieces of advice that I can give you when it comes to stealth camping like I am now. Try to camp out somewhere far away from a road, either high up on a hill, low down in a valley, or just tucked away far into the woods. That usually works for me. I've been bothered 0 times when I did that on the West Coast. On sunrise, when you have the dew sifting through the trees and it's the coldest part of the day, you want to not be shivering and put on extra layers. So to not be woken up by that, you just want to kind of go to bed already feeling like you're burning hot. One lesson I've learned from last time is bring less stuff and take more stops, because you never know when you're going to go through these places again, if ever in life. So you may as well stop and enjoy what's around you. Got someone walking their dog in the background, but it's all good. Dog walker dude noticed me, so it's probably an opportune time to get the fuck out of here. There is always a risk that, he's having a conversation with his wife right now, and it's like, Harold, who's this person in the woods right now? It's very confusing because I'm well dressed, and I'm just out here with all my camping gear. I'm just gonna make tea very quickly, pack up, and then get the hell out, honestly. This isn't technically on anyone's property. Yep. Yeah, we'll find out if it was a good idea or not if I get clipped by a stray bullet in the morning. I'll sleep under the bridge. Department of Transportation's not going to shoot me, whereas a private citizen would, but who knows. So I'm going to use night to my advantage and then head out as early as possible. It was about 6:30 when I woke up. I think it's about 7 now. I'm going to try to just eat my breakfast and get out of here as quickly and undisturbed as I possibly can. I will wake up in the all-consuming void. I woke up on Mars today. As I have no place and no prospects here, I'm just going to continue on to the mountains. I'm eating a lot because before I was on a 4,000 calorie diet when I was going down the West Coast, and I was still losing weight. So now I want to never feel remotely hungry. I want to always feel full. And that's just one of those lessons learned. Gonna stock up on food and water and supplies tomorrow, and then try to hit the mountains for about a week. What's nice is that no one's even asked me about my journey, which actually I kind of like. I got kind of tired of answering the same 5 questions to everyone when I was on the West Coast. So now, the fact that no one gives a fuck, kind of nice. And look at where I get to camp out. Well, not get to, I'm kind of supposed to be sneaky. But look at where I am camping out, I guess. Day 4 exclusively by bike. Technically I've been on the road even longer than that, maybe my 3rd week, because I barely took a break from this Rust Belt tour. I think I need to eat like a fruit or a vegetable or something, because, you know, I'm definitely in that lightheaded, vomit in your mouth from too much fast food kind of stage. I know that's gross, but it's true. I feel like I'm in a video game and I just found this. I'm very interested in not freezing to death. And it gets cold out there in the mountains, especially around the next couple days. So we'll see how it goes. I'll let you know if I die. This isn't even a sleeping bag. This is straight up a tent that I'm sleeping in, and I used to be very meticulous, and I used to just set up my tent for 15 minutes at night and break it down for 15 minutes in the day, and now I just basically crawl into this tent like it's a sleeping bag. And it's really nice, it's really warm. It always feels like it's 15 degrees warmer in there than it actually is outside. Camped out on the side of the road here. We'll start seeing cars and people come by soon. So I'm gonna start my day before I just get too complacent. Looks like it's gonna drizzle. I don't like this at all. So anyway, in Christian culture, you know how there are the 7 deadly sins on the road. I think if you follow the opposite of everything, you have the 7 holy virtues, and I follow all of these, if not by choice, then by force at least. So opposite of wrath is chillness. Opposite of sloth is doing shit every day. Opposite of gluttony is hunger. Opposite of greed is Buddhism. Everyone knows that. Opposite of envy is just not even having a concept of envy. Opposite of lust is virginity. So if you are following all those things, if you're a hungry virgin who's very chill, and you're a Buddhist, as I imagine most monks are, then you are following the 7 holy virtues, and you are certainly getting into heaven. It's not even that cold yet. My knees are starting to hurt. So long as I can, you know, stay relatively warm, that's what matters. So anyway, I'm gonna push on and just try to make as much distance as possible, because this wind is really fucked up. Nice guy pulled up on the side of the road, gave me fruits. Older gentleman who biked 9 different countries. I mean, shit, I'm pretty young and I'm having a fucking rough go at it. Alright, it's getting to be one of those nights so cold you can't sleep. So what I'm doing is I'm using my fuel right now to keep me warm and also make tea. I'm probably going to use up all my fuel just trying to stay warm overnight. This is definitely not the intended purpose of the fuel, but I know I'm pretty close to town and I can always get more. It's just really fucking cold on the mountainside, and I thought I was pretty prepared, but god damn. Definitely gonna survive, but it's gonna be very unpleasant for the next couple hours. Kind of had the propane going until basically until it ran out, keeping me warm. Only burned my tent a few times, and now I'm just kind of shuffling as quickly as possible because it's the coldest part of the day. Things are kind of turning blue around me, not that you can see it, but it's pre-dawn. It's gonna get chillier, so hopefully by pushing uphill I can get a little warm. I survived the night. Chances are I'm probably gonna pass out the moment I get a chance though, but for now I ride on, I push on. Let's go. I think if you're up this early on a Sunday morning to catch the sunrise, you're probably a fucking maniac. See, the reason I'm up this early is because of survival reasons. To do it voluntarily, I mean, once again, I emphasize this is not sunrise over the Blue Ridge Mountains kind of romantic. This is me fighting for staying alive and getting off this damn mountain. Alright, so I was proven right, which is that I survived. And another thing I was right about was that it was extremely unpleasant. 1 a.m. to 6:30. Slept maybe an hour in between there till my fucking propane burned out. Probably told you already, but I burned a hole in my canvas tent maybe 3 or 4 times. Not happy about it, but you do what you got to survive, and now I got to get more fuel. Luckily, today I got a place to stay, and I'm mostly resting. I'm not gonna fucking freeze to death. I'm just glad to be off that damn parkway. I'm over it with these mountains, man. It's way too cold for this shit in October. Me putting on all my clothes and still freezing. Went and got myself a sleeping bag so I don't freeze to death on the damn parkway like I did last night, pretty much. Today, I did get a sleeping bag and thermals and some wool socks. Despite that, I know that the next 3 nights are going to be fairly hard because it's going to be fucking cold. The 3 nights after that are not going to be too bad because I actually have places to stay and such. Fell off a tree on the side of the road. It's free, and I need fruit, so you got to take what you can get for free in this stupid world. Let's see how it is. Ah, yeah, that's actually really good. I wanted to camp by this river today, but yeah, I don't know what the hell this is. Anyway, I should probably find a place to camp out where I'm not gonna get shot. It's gonna get dumb cold tonight, hitting about 40 degrees. I don't think it's gonna be too windy, at least. Kind of surprising that it'll be that cold considering I dropped in elevation a good 1,000 or 2,000 feet or so. But still, I'm prepared. Now I have the clothes ready for the worst, and tomorrow and the next couple days I should have housing, and after that it should be warm enough that I don't even have to worry about it. So yeah, really not a big fan of camping out in this kind of weather, but you do what you have to, and this is what comes with traveling through the mountainside at this time of year. That was not a great campsite. There were people coming in their work trucks earlier in the morning. Also, I just noticed all the bullet holes in the speed limit sign. Check this out. Entry and then exit wound right there. So, this is the kind of shit I'm dealing with. out here. Favorite fucking thing in the world, getting chased by you guys. Favorite fucking thing in the world. I was in the boonies for a while, getting chased by dogs all day. Got chased by more dogs today than in my whole damn life. Now it's getting pretty again. I'm up in the mountains again. It was a hard climb, but fuck it. And now I'm at the top of the Eastern Continental Divide. Just trying to make it to Boone before sunset. That's my goal right now. This morning it was so damn cold, my piss was steaming. I was in the part of the South where people just burn their garbage. So we are out here. But people have been pretty nice, other than that. Alright, POV, you're me looking at all the pretty leaves and shit. Really cute city. Everything cool is by the railroad tracks, and I can never keep myself away from these things, so I'm there. Probably gonna end up hopping a train a little later. I gotta check this out. It was just a serendipitous find. It was only a matter of time until this happened. It's gonna take another 30 minutes out of my day, unfortunately. And my water bottle's leaking, so that's been annoying to deal with. So this is where the BS starts, but luckily it hasn't been that bad up until this point. Today is a beautiful, glorious day because I finally get to reap the benefits of having climbed all the way to the mountains, and now I get to just sail down them in a couple miles. It's gonna be nice big downgrade into South Carolina. A lot of waterfalls and viaducts and shit. This is a really beautiful part of the ride. There was a lot of suburban stuff that was really boring, so I didn't film it, but this is really nice. Yeah, I had to pull over to see this because I don't think I'll get a chance to ever see anything like this again, and I've never seen anything like it before. I'm gonna head to the train yard in a short bit. Like I said, I gotta replace my water, and then I'm just gonna wait for a train. Normally I wouldn't, but I'm kind of pressed for time. I put in some heavy mileage today, maybe close to 70 miles by the end of the day when I tally it up, but a lot of downhill, so that's what made all the difference. Anyway, catch you later. See you in the train yard. All the signs that a train is ready to leave relatively soon, within plus minus a few hours, are all there. So, gonna hop on this train. Yeah, just sleep there and hopefully wake up moving. So I've ended up at this train yard in Georgia. Really nice to be able to get some extra miles in, especially while I'm sleeping. You know, call that passive income. Riding bike is fun, but it's kind of snail level compared to riding trains. So, just had to do this and make up some miles. So, gonna try to go as close to Florida as possible, and then from the rest of the way I'll mostly bike. My train's pretty much been stuck at this yard for however many hours, meaning nothing's really going on. Remember that old guy who gave me honey? Well, there was one and he did, and now there's honey spilled on the bottom of my bag and there's a ton of bees buzzing around it. So I'm gonna try to navigate this carefully without getting stung, but they are pretty aggressively on me. We're finally moving again. I was starting to doubt that we would ever get going. Absolutely swarmed. I was getting destroyed by mosquitoes all night too. Somehow they were biting through my socks and back of my neck and going inside my sleeping bag. I don't even frickin' know how. Anyway, got dropped off a little bit before the yard last night. Found a little woodsy spot to duck into, and now I'm gonna go get breakfast and bike the rest of the way down to Florida for the next 2 days. So a couple things I really like about Georgia. One, it's nice and warm, even though it's late October right now. Number two, it's relatively flat. People here are super nice, super chill. In other parts of the South, sometimes it feels kind of forced, but I get the feeling that people here are genuinely just that laid back and, you know, always trying to make conversation. The road is relatively clear. Since it's going to be flat for the next leg of the trip, I'm expecting to put in some serious miles. As far as the stealth camping for this trip goes, not looking forward to Florida. I'm actually a little worried. Gators and stand your ground laws and all that. What I'm doing is not a model for anyone to do. And I've definitely made some mistakes along the way. Can't say I've perfected it, but, you know, I'm having fun and doing my own thing. I spent so much time thinking about just going down the East Coast that I never really stopped to think, is this a good idea? Also, check out this neat little find. Nothing says Florida like being greeted by everything being on fire. Alright, no lie, the moment I rolled into this county road, guy up on a bicycle rolls up to me, says, I hope they burn the courthouses down, and is talking about how he's on a bicycle because he has a DUI, got his license suspended, revoked, and that's the reason he's riding a bicycle. So, oh wow. I mean, enough said. We're out here in, God, I don't even know where we are, but I'm trying to make it to Baldwin, to the rail trail. Anyway, where do I like to sleep? Rooftops are always ideal. A lot of people don't really think to go on rooftops. If you can climb up to it, highly recommend it. Little wooded areas of ambiguous ownership are always decent. Parks, it depends where. If you find a cutty little spot in a park. I'm not the biggest fan of parks though, because parks usually mean, one, you're in a city, two, there's going to be people around going to the park. I never understood how people just straight up slept in the street in certain places. It just feels so sketchy to me. At that point, you just have to be beyond the level of not giving a fuck. Your valuables or your life are so worthless to you that you don't even care, or you're in such a state that it feels like that. biking through the retirement community. You know how we do. Ah, plastic paradise. Right now, my front pannier is kind of fucked, so I'm putting my bag up on the handlebar. It's a little annoying, as you can see, it comes kind of close to the knee. And I've got to do this for the next 260 miles all the way down to Miami because that rack is officially fucked. Yeah, just trust me when I say it's fucked. As you can see, there isn't that much to see. It's basically all of Central Florida looks like this, where it's a gigantic fucking suburb for miles and miles, and I've never seen this level of sprawl anywhere in the United States, and I would say I'm decently well traveled here by now. Yeah, the Mickey Mouse Corporation has a fucking stranglehold over this town by the balls. Everything is like copy pasted, McDonald's, Walmart, Checkers. It's like Sim City rather than a real city. Literally not one local business. All these politicians claim that they support local business, but that's clearly bullshit out here. It's a little it's a lot boring, so I'm not going to be filming too much. Also, America is absolutely toxic. Just look at that sign. This is nice for no reason. It does not have to be this nice. It even smells nice. My standards for Florida have been pretty low. One, because a lot of people consider it their least favorite state or the worst state. And from what I've seen so far, I also wasn't very impressed. But this is an exceptional area for sure. Realized I left my damn sleeping pad, so looks like I'm going to be raw dogging the ground for the next 4 nights. That's just wonderful. Well, we'll see how night 1 goes. Alright, good morning from county jail. Now, just joking. This is a little bathroom where I stayed in to shelter from mosquitoes. So it's about 9 o'clock right now. I usually wake up around then and try to start my day around 10. Getting all the stretching and breakfast and brushing my teeth and whatever done in the meantime. Services on the road for a good 50 miles or so. Nothing too difficult. I have just enough water to make it through and should have enough food. Okay, my camera died here, but this part is pretty important. In this remote stretch of Palm Beach County, a dirt road with nothing around but a quarry or factory, I camped out on the literal side of the road. Because this is Florida, I was immediately swarmed by mosquitoes. I nuked myself with all the bug spray I had and put on all the clothes I could without being too hot. But the problem was that there were literal thousands of mosquitoes that found every little crack in my clothing or else bit through my clothes. More annoying than anything was the noise they collectively made as each one buzzed around me and made a drone so loud and persistently grating that I couldn't sleep through it. I slept maybe 2 hours, woke up all bitten and smelling like cancerous bug spray, and realized I had to move or they would drain me of everything. So, with the lights of South Florida reflecting off the clouds and illuminating the ground in front of me, I rode a few miles until sunrise to escape. And by then it was too bright and cold for them and they dispersed. I found a field of short grass where they wouldn't be and passed out for 2 hours. There will be a time to party and let loose, but that is not tonight. Tonight I'm just gonna be out here taking pictures and video and such, just documenting. There is always this urge and this impulse toward the end of these trips to think, I've made it X distance, but what if I went to Key West, you know, or last time, what if I made it to Baja? But at a certain point, you've just got to give yourself some rest. I don't want to bum around on the road for too long. It's already November and it's going to be cold back north, but the weather is super nice here and I am so grateful. Interesting city. This is like worse New York or wet LA. Yeah, out here in Miami, how do I feel? Like I said, there have been some trials, there have been some challenges, but honestly, I wish I could say this has been impossibly hard. It really hasn't. Minus, you know, the nights freezing on the mountain and the night with the mosquitoes yesterday, which was, again, survivable, just very annoying. The East Coast is much denser, easier to travel on. People are not quite so friendly. Anyway, don't have anything else clever to say. Like I tell people who I meet along the road and maybe they don't have a phone or a way to contact them, I just tell them, may our paths cross in the future. And that's what I'm telling you guys right now.